Welcome back to my videos. In the last video, I had talked about, I had shared a few thoughts on communication, and I had talked about four important points, namely maintaining friendly eye contact and smiling always. It's free and it means the conversation. To be honest, so that to be honest to yourself first of all, because that will mean that you'll be honest to the other person as well, and this will build up your confidence because someone who is speaking the truth is always confident, and always try to listen to the other person and think before you answer. So in the next four videos, I'm going to just slightly elaborate these points with some real life examples that I have faced in my life. uh, Regarding maintaining eye contact, which was my first point, I would like to tell you a story. It's a real life incident that I faced. You see, when I was studying in university, I also used to earn a bit of pocket money by being a salesman. I mean, I was working as a salesman and I was a carpet salesman. So these carpets, normally they're of two types. Basically, the broadloom carpets, the ones that you use to carpet your halls and your living rooms and other rooms, and the handmade ones, which are spun all over the world by tribals and in other workshops. Very beautiful ones. Those are the one-off pieces, handmade mostly, so you cannot really replicate one rug that you've already made. But they're for decorating the living room, or they're normally called rugs, 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 and they are useful in decorating the living room, in your bedroom, just beside your bed, stuff like that. Let me tell you what I used to face from the customers where I used to work. It was a large departmental store, and in departmental stores, we have single departments handling a different type of a product. So all these departments have managers. That's why it's called a departmental store. It's a large store, like a supermarket almost, but it's a large store where there are several departments, each with a separate manager. And sometimes these departments are outsourced to other companies. Like uh, in my case, where I used to work, Rackhams of Birmingham, House of Fraser Birmingham later on in England. That's where I was studying. So it first used to be the carpets department of House of Frasers. Then they outsourced it to something called, or some people called, Bihar Carpets. It's a long time back. I don't know what's happened now. Now, regarding these carpets, you see, it's a store. It's a very posh store. House of Frasers Birmingham is. Okay. It's not in the line of Harrods in London, but it's a very posh store. Okay. So things are very pricey there. And I worked here, or rather, I worked there a little over 3 years. So off and on, I've had lots of experience. And this being a salesman, I had to develop and own my communication skills all the time, with every customer that I faced, every customer that I met. My communication skills were tested again and again. There were different types of customers with different types of ideas, different types of problems, and I had to deal with all of those. If I did not, I would not make a sale and I would not get any commissions. In fact, if I couldn't make a sale for 3 or 4 months, they would kick me out. And I avoided that successfully for the entire length of my studies, because that's one thing that I worked upon and developed to a lot extent, was my communication skills. And why I've mentioned eye contact as a first, a friendly eye contact, by the way, as the first point, is that As I said, as I explained, emotions, they're everything. There used to be a colleague of mine, a very good friend of mine. He used to know more about carpets than I did because he was my senior. He had more number of years behind him in selling carpets. He knew a lot about the store. He knew a lot about how the carpets are sold. There are finance options available on the carpets because sometimes there's broadloom carpets. They ran into thousands of pounds, and it's a lot of money. So we used to have a store credit card that we used to have to push. We used to, and that was from G Capitals, and we used to have lots of other different EMI options and financing options that we had to push or we had to know about because this is the customer's money and this is very serious business. If you muck it up, that's it. You can even go to court and there'll be the police behind you. Even if you did not mean to, you could seriously muck up somebody's finances. They may end up paying a lot of money. They may end up losing a lot of money. So all of that. But besides this, there was one very important thing. In fact, two. One is the department I worked in, that was the carpets department. You did not really sell a 10 pound, 50 pound carpet there normally. You did not. Carpets were in the range of, say, 100 pounds, 200 pounds at least. And the broadloom carpets easily came to 500, 600 pounds, sometimes 1,000. Sometimes there were sales. I did not do that, but there are sales which ran into thousands of pounds. So a lot of money was involved. And when the carpet buyer comes, I'm talking about the carpet customer, not the carpet buyer, the carpet customer. In the retail field, a buyer is a different person. A buyer is someone who buys the carpet for the company, not for the customer. He buys it for the retailer on behalf of the retailer. That's a buyer. But the customer is somebody who is obviously someone you are selling your carpet to. Now, this customer, when he comes in, doesn't know anything about the carpets because there are new ranges all the time. He may know 10 ranges. See, you are fitting a carpet in your house, right? How many houses are you going to buy? 3, 4? How many times would you need a carpet? A carpet, if you keep it well, it'll keep for 10 years, 15 years at least, if not more. Some heavy-duty carpets last forever. Grandfather's time, the carpet has been laid down and the grandchild is using it. That's normally how it is with many homes. So even if you buy like 4 houses, how many different types of carpets would you have experienced? Not much. 10? 20? Each quarter, there were at least 4 to 5 different types of carpets, at least 4 to 5, if not more, different types of carpets being added to the repository of carpets in the department. Imagine how much that would be. So when a customer would come in, the two things, as I was saying, would matter was, one is they would think that, come on, man, this is a posh shop. I'm going to have to pay through my nose for the carpet here. If I go to any other shop, I won't get that quality, but I'll have to pay much less. So it'll be less of a burden on me. But I'm coming here because I wish that I will have a better quality carpet and I'll have better service. Better service. Now here also there's a lot of things involved. There are lots of things involved. First of all, you're giving them the service and you should work as a first-class salesman, not like some shop in the middle of the street somewhere. You go and the salesman talks to you just like anything. Okay? Not like that. You have to be professional and friendly at the same time. It's very hard to do. If you are very professional, he will think he's trying to rip me off because he try to do business with. Obviously, you're trying to do business with them, but you cannot show that. You cannot show that. Okay, so it's just like that. Because whenever you show that you're trying to do business, which you are, but if you show that too much, at least, the customer is going to think what he's thinking about is his business, not me. So he's trying to rip me off. He's trying to give me a carpet where he has got best commissions or better commissions. He is trying to sell me a carpet which no one is going to buy and get me the money. Okay, or rather, and get that money from me, which I don't want to part with. So you have to win the customer's confidence. Now, many of us have faced situations where we have talked to strangers on the bus stand or at the bus stand. We have joined new classes where we were freshers, and we met fellow freshers and seniors. Then we met freshers who are juniors. We have gone to crowded places like the doctor's chamber, and there are people sitting there who are patients like us. We met all these people, but this is a different situation. Here is a person who's come in with a lot of hostility in his or her mind. Okay, he thinks you're going to rip him off. So the customer always will think, because you see, obviously it's his hard-earned money. He will have to protect his or her money. The customer will protect. It is the customer's right to be able to protect her or his investment. Okay, so and who will look after her investments or his investments other than herself or himself? Obviously not you. But you see, there are two things here. From business point of view, you must understand that if you rip somebody off, that's a short-term gain. He's not coming back. See, somebody gets a good carpet. He will never tell other people. He'll bring his neighbors, he will bring his relatives over and show that, look, what a very different carpet I've got than what you have seen. Look how much money I've spent on the carpet. See the grandeur of my home. But he is never going to tell. If you ask him, maybe he spent like 2,000 pounds in it, and if you ask him, how much did it cost you? He's going to say, oh, it's 4,500 pounds. And he's never going to tell you where he got that carpet from, because he doesn't want it in your home. He wants his home to look extremely well decorated and good, and he wants it to be unique so that people will come and say, Hare Baap, wow, what the heck, man? Look at the carpet. I mean, I can't imagine. Where did you get it from? Oh, I got it from High Sources, or I got it from Corsica somewhere. Okay, like that. So, but he's going to come back to you. That is certain, that whenever he gets another carpet or whenever he buys something else, he's going to come back to you or to your store. But the word is not going to be spread that much. It's just human nature. Cut to the other side. You sold him something, unwittingly it is bad. I mean, you did not mean it to be bad, but it turned out to be bad. He goes around in his neighborhood saying, I have got this carpet from this guy here, and he is a right rip-off. He ripped me off my carpet, okay? And I had to pay so much, and look at the carpet. I mean, I just don't go there. Just don't go there. So not only is your department earning a bad name, other departments are also earning bad name, because people will not take you as a department. They'll take the store as a whole. And who will it reflect badly upon? It will reflect badly upon you. So the salesman is a bad guy, throw him off. Your boss is going to He will cut you off your promotions when he gets to know this. Bad reputation. Who has given us the bad reputation? Okay, so Shatadru has given us the bad reputation. Okay, stop his promotion. Salary cut. Don't give him commission. Okay. Whenever the time comes for advancement, ignore Shatadru, because he just gave us a bad name, and this stays on with you maybe 2-3 years at least, and you have to make really good amount of sales to get back. That one negative thing doesn't put you to zero, it puts you to the negative. Sorry, if you do something good, you can still be at a zero. But if you do one thing bad out of 100, puts you totally at the negative. Human psychology, you can't help it. Your store boss is human. Customer is human. You're also human. You will think it's so unfair. It is so unfair. But imagine if this happened with you, you would do the same thing. There are very few people who will say, I bought this carpet. Now, I'm sure this is a very big store. I mean, it's a very nice one. I got this carpet, but it turned out to be bad. But I'm sure there are, they've got lots of sales, so I'm sure this is a one-off. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go there. I would go there again. I mean, this is a one-off anyway. When are you going to say that? When you have bought a lot of things, say 50 things you have bought, out of that maybe one or two have come out to be bad, then you can say that. But you're not going to get a customer who's going to buy 50 different things from your store. Not that easily. No one buys so frequently, especially with big things like electronics and carpets, curtains, and sofa sets and stuff. No, you're not going to have people buying 50 sets of sofa. I mean, come on. Okay, be practical. So that part is there. That part is obviously there. Now, what is next? What is next is that even if you do something, even if you have affected him in a wrong way, he's still going to speak a few words in your favor if he's an extremely logical person. People are not, especially when money is involved. My friends, money is our biggest sentiment. Okay, why are you going to get a job? Charity. Similarly, when the employer is going to pay you the money, he's not just paying you. He's paying your work. He's paying your time. So, because you don't matter, but the time that you're putting in and the job that you're doing, that matters. You don't really matter to the employer. Really, you don't really matter to the employer. Full stop. The employer is not your brother, sister, friend, lover, or husband or wife, or, it may not be. Most often than not, we have our bosses who don't really care about us. They care about the time that you put in. I'm saying the time that gives the company some money. Productive time that you're putting in. Not the time at the water filter, not the time at the coffee shop, not the time at the copier, not that. They are willing to overlook how much time you're spending in all these places, coffee shop, copier, and water filter. They're willing to overlook that. Only if your productive time can cover for that. Only if your productive time can cover for that. The same is everywhere. Especially in sales, it's even worse because you're on your feet all the time. At the end of the day, you're tired and a customer walks in. I want a red carpet. Okay, ma'am. What kind of red do you want? There are so many different types of reds. Oh, I don't know. What kind of red do I want? What kind of a question is this? I want a red carpet. That's all. Okay, ma'am. can I please take you to this stand here? There are so many different types of carpets. Now, listen, can I just sit down? I've had a very bad day. Can I just sit down? You please bring the carpets over to me. You have to comply. Now, if it's a broadloom carpet, you are in luck because they have small selvages or small pieces that are on display. You can bring them and say that, please sit down. I didn't realize that you were so tired. I'm sorry. Would you please sit down? Would you want me to fetch you a glass of water? Okay. Because there's a carpets department, that's all that is allowed. Okay, a glass of water. So, and that's also for the customer. You're not allowed because if you drink and you drop it on the carpet, that's a wrong thing. I mean, that's like gone. The carpet is gone. You cannot sell it. So that means to say that if it's a handmade carpet, that is a rug, that is the only piece that is available. It's not a sample. You actually buy what you see. Now let us say it's a selvage of a carpet, broadloom carpet. So you bring all the red selvages. So, ma'am, these are the shades of red that you've got. Now she wants to see it in broad light, in dim light. She wants to see it in the dark. She wants to see it under the table. She wants to see it at the top, hanging from both sides. She wants to see it 20 different ways. The joke is on you when she doesn't buy and goes away and saying that I'll come back later. Okay. She makes you get all those out. She makes you hang them like this, like that. And then she says, I'll come back later. Next day she comes back. I've decided on blue. Okay, ma'am. Would you want to take a seat so that I can show you some of the selvages? Please do. Again, this way, that way. Hold it up, hold it down, lay it out, lay it down, put it beside this, put it beside that. She wants some curtains from the curtain department, which is on a different floor altogether, and at the other side of the store, which is a big store, by the way. You go with her with that selvage. Lay down beside this curtain, please. So you lay down beside the curtain. Now, in a department store, there may be 3 different departments which are selling carpets. Selling curtains. So you take that to take her to all those 3 departments, different types of curtains. Show it. Okay, ma'am. Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Nah. I think I have to come back again. I really think I have to come back again. You know what? On the 3rd day, she shows up again. Just before you closing. You are getting ready to do close day on the till. Close day is the last thing that you can do. After that, only a manager can actually reopen it. Close day on the till, you're almost ready to press. You get up at 6 o'clock. At 6:05, you're doing close day. You want to go home. Lady walks in, says, hello. Very nice, very sweet. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Hi. How are you doing? You don't say we are closed. You're not saying we are closed. Remember, no negativity. Make money honestly, but do not ever give up a single opportunity to make money. So, communication skills, very important. So, she comes in at 6:05. Hello. Very nice. Hello. Again, she goes on being a pain. Sorry, I'm not selling anything, so that's why I'm saying this. Again, she goes on being a pain. I've actually decided that I will get both the red and the blue carpets. For some rooms red, some rooms blue. Can you again bring the selvages? What you do? You comply. You simply comply. And you know what? The best part is, all the time you have to maintain a smile. You know this customer is actually, by the time you know already this customer is taking you for a ride. Customers may come to you several thousands of times. They may ask you questions several thousands of times. Normally, A customer who is not taking you for a ride will go around looking for the salvages herself or himself because she's serious. That person is very serious about buying the carpet. So he's going to come, visit, ask you a few questions, go away. Come, visit, ask you. You can tell. The serious ones you can tell. Especially if you're on the floor for some time, maybe 6 months, 8 months. After that, you'll know who is wasting your time and who is not. You know this customer is wasting your time. And you know why she's wasting your time? She is trying to get that same type of carpet from somewhere else for cheap. And you know that. And you know that. What do? You smile, sit her down, give her a glass of water, again bring all the salvages. And this time, you brought 10 salvages the other time for blue, and the other day you brought 20 salvages for the red. Now she wants red and blue together. So you bring 30 salvages out and show her this way, that way. Put it beside, put it down, put it under the table, put it above the chair, put it on my head, put it on my shoulder. Do that. You do it all with a smile and with a friendly eye contact. If you're smiling and looking away, see if I'm talking to you and I'm saying, what does that actually mean? Okay, what does that actually mean? This guy, he's laughing at me. That's what you will think, right? He doesn't even believe what I'm saying. He doesn't want to know what I'm saying. And he's just looking away and smiling away. That means that, okay, he's ignoring me. Like not only just ignoring me, if you just look away, that is ignoring. If he is not only ignoring me, he's actually thinking that I'm a humbug. I'm just speaking nonsense. You cannot make the customer, even if he or she is speaking nonsense, you cannot do that. Friendly eye contact all the time. Never in your eyes can you ever show any aggression or any sign that you are in a hurry to go home back, or you want to go to the loo or whatever. You cannot show that. Sorry. You are in an emergency, hold it in. Hold it in. Okay? But you have to serve the customer first. Then once you start being so friendly and everything, even when you know that the customer is actually taking you for a ride, sometimes surprises happen. Because you're being so friendly and so helpful, the customer will think, I must buy something from him now. And ultimately, maybe on the 4th day, she will buy something from you. And how did you manage that? Because she had the idea of buying something from you? No. You gave her the idea that she's welcome each time and every time. And you're going to accommodate her again. And how can anyone not buy from a salesman or a saleswoman like that? They will, won't they? I've just talked about 3 days. It has happened to me with someone for 7 continuous days. 7, not continuous, but 7 consecutive days. And I kept hearing that they were seen in some other store down the road trying to sell someone. People who have been on lunch saying that, Shatru, your customer. I actually saw her in that corner looking at the carpets there. She was looking at red carpets and stuff. I've actually given you a very live, rather not live, beg your pardon, real life example. It didn't happen to me for 3 consecutive days. It happened to me for 7 consecutive days, and I served her as best as I could. Eye contact, friendly eye contact, smile on my face, asking her questions to understand what she really wants and answering all her questions, even if they were something like this. Can't imagine how it would look like in my living room. I don't have the kind of light that you have here. Do you think it will look better if I came in the daylight? What is the real answer to that? Simple. Ma'am, if you wish to come and see this in the daylight, it might give you a different perspective. You're most welcome. You cannot be riled up at all, especially by the fact that she knows that she doesn't have the same type of lighting in the living room that you have in the store. Okay, so in that case, why do you really come to buy the carpet? You have to think about it before you come, na? Or you come once and you see the lighting is different. Why have you come again? And you're asking this question. If you think logically, if you think logically, you will be angry, or you will be perturbed, or you'll be vexed up, you'll be irritated. No, there's no logic in here. The logic is only one logic. Keeping directly at the target. What? I am going to sell you. I have spent 6 days with. Okay? You brought out selvages, you made me hang around with them, making and doing poses. Well, you take mental photographs. I have modeled for you with those selvages around. Now I want you to buy this carpet. But I don't want to tell you all this. I'm going to be super friendly so that you are ashamed into buying a carpet from me. I'm sorry to say, but that's okay. You know why? Because after all, you've made the sale. After all, you've made the sale. And at the end of the day, you have sold it and the customer has got her choice. In fact, I'm very lucky that in my case, it turned out to be really good for her. And she came back again for a couple of more carpets in the consecutive years. So, to keep your calm, the main point here is keeping your calm, keeping your cool, eye contact, friendly eye contact, and speaking to the customer totally on focus. Yes, sometimes, once again, sometimes what happens is customer comes in and very nervous. Okay, why? Because she knows she wants a good carpet but doesn't know anything about a carpet. Doesn't know anything about it at all. This happens especially with people who bought a new house or are buying the carpet for the first time. So they're nervous. Once again, they don't want to be ripped off by the business because they know that the store is doing business. So if the store is doing business, that means that there is some profit involved somewhere. When there is profit involved somewhere, she is paying more than what the actual price is. Somewhere this is actually true. Everybody knows that. This is not really immoral. This is just business. At least that's what I believe. You may have a different opinion, but that's what I believe. Now, when that customer comes in and she's nervous, there are two things that are playing here. One is, as a salesman, you need to make a sale which is good enough so that the customer comes back. A nervous decision is never a good decision. I'm sure that you will agree with this. Very rarely nervous decisions are good decisions. So if the person is nervous and you play on that, bewilder them, give them whatever you want, not what they need, the customer is going to find out because it won't suit their purpose and she's not going to come back again. She's not going to come back again. The other thing is that, see, you are a human being. The other person on the other side is also a human being. Always place yourself in that situation. How would you like it if somebody took advantage of your situation? Now, this is one thing I've just said, nervousness. It can be anything. A big store, coming to a very big store, posh store for the first time will make people nervous. Seeing a lot of choices in front of somebody may not even know there are so many carpets available. Once again, nervous. We used to sell other types of floorings as well, like vinyl, like wooden flooring, parquet flooring, plywood flooring. We used to sell all these things. When you come in, then you can't even decide what you want. Whether it's a carpet or it's a vinyl that you want. A salesman should guide them. Honestly, should guide them. Once I as I told you, that it's about living with yourself. If you lie to a customer, will you actually be happy? Tell me this. If you lie to a customer, will you actually be happy? No. And to be able to serve the customer well, it'll give you a big pleasure. And for that, you need to make that person friendly, feel comfortable. And how to do that? Eye contact, simple, full stop. Eye contact, friendly eye contact. Now, I used to receive people who are blind sometimes, no eye contact there. But in that case, a simple touch on the shoulder. Hi, how are you doing? Or a handshake. A firm, not aggressive, not painful, but a firm and, a firm and warm handshake. In fact, you can do it with anyone. Not these days, not in the COVID-19 era, no. I guess it's all namaste now. Even in England, maybe they're doing namaste. But otherwise, the warmth, you should, it's not just this eye contact. Eye contact is the best. But then after that also, you need to show from your body language and everything. Your warmth, the warmth inside you should come forward and go into that person. Those of you who watch Harry Potter movies, okay, you would remember that in those movies, which were obviously adapted from J.K. Rowling's novels, it was mentioned that one of the strongest memories that Harry Potter could conjure, so that he had a very strong feeling, so that he could give a lot of strength to his magic. Okay, when he cast a spell, he needed that energy, that positive energy. It was the warmth that was extended to him by his mother, Lily Potter. I would like to copy that here, and I'd like to say, if you can't on one day find any warmth when you are talking to someone, including maintaining friendly eye contact, and as I said, your eyes are your biggest giveaways of emotion. If you're nervous, it'll show in your eyes. If you're angry, it will show in your eyes. If you're friendly, it will show in your eyes. If you're hostile, it will show in your eyes. Everything will show in your eyes. Right? So you must conjure up that warmth. And how would you do that? Imagine that your mother is sitting beside you. Your mother or your father, whoever you are most friendly with, or any other person that you're sitting beside. They're not there, but you're thinking, you're imagining that person is there. It may be your football coach, who was very friendly to you and gave you a lot of encouragement. Imagine that person sitting beside you. It may be your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your lover, who gives you a lot of encouragement and a lot of attention and a lot of good feelings. Imagine he or she sitting right behind you or beside you, putting a warm, assuring touch on your shoulder. Imagine all of this. I guess 90% or more of the times, it definitely is your mother. Your mother's love. Just remember that. You'll be filled with warmth. You'll be filled with warmth. Now look at the person who is on the other side. And you'll feel so peaceful, so calm, so tranquil, that your warmth will now flow over to the person on the other side. Okay. On a lighter note, how I dealt with the lady who came to me 7 consecutive days with all those rubbish questions and, working me out like anything. I always thought about, because you see, I'm a big foodie. So I always thought about the good food that I'm going to go home and cook myself, and a good video game that I was going to play with. I thought about that. Those gave me a lot of warmth. And honestly speaking, I'm not joking with you. Whenever that lady used to come in at 6:05, used to Okay, I got off at 6. She comes at 6:05. I can't even close day until 6:40. Can you imagine? How am I going to maintain my cool? I came in at 9:30, standing on the floor all the time. How am I going to maintain my cool? I'm thinking as soon as this lady finishes, I'll go home, sit with my favorite Tomb Raider game. It used to be very big in my time. So Tomb Raider, I don't know how many of you have played that. It's a nice game. I recommend you play it if you have not. So I'll sit with my Tomb Raider game, and beside that will be one of the most succulent sandwiches that anyone can see with a nice cup of coffee. It can be coffee, it can be anything. When I used to remember this, when I used to think this is what I'm going to do. Immediately, I used to feel happy. I used to feel glad that I can do that, and I'm going to do that when I go home back. I must execute this plan. And immediately, my mood would be lifted up. My mood would be lifted up. So, so that situation you have to come back to. But that situation where the lady demands your attention, you have to give her the attention. You have to come back to that. There is no point in saying no, obviously. But to save the day, just pent up these emotions which are nice to you. You are looking forward to something, let's say a brother's wedding. Think about how well you're going to spend. You are in your office, any job whatsoever. The boss is working you off like anything. But 5 days later, your brother's wedding is there and you've got a holiday lined up. Think about that holiday. You'll see you'll work well. Think about, anything to conjure up that feeling. And now let's say that you're facing, once again, let's come back to interviews and stuff. Because a large part of these audiences, that's gonna, or large part of the people that are gonna see this video are going to be my students. So, and they're worried about jobs and stuff, obviously. You can do the same thing in the interview. Okay. You have to maintain a friendly eye contact, but how? You're nervous. Think about your mother. Think about your parents. Think about your life, your future. Immediately you'll have the strength. Immediately you'll have that. Don't think about what is going to happen in the interview. What is he going to ask? Is he going to throw me away? Am I going to be able to clear this round? All my friends will get the jobs and I will not get a job? Am I going to pull a rickshaw or what? Don't think. You are a man or woman of this world. Okay? You're unique. Nothing will happen if you don't get a job. Nothing will happen. There's so many other things to do. Think about constantly good things. Your mother's love, your father's love. Tell yourself that your mother's and your father's blessings are always with you. God is always with you. And it's a big thing that God is always with you. So, because God is always with you, your mother and your father's love and blessings are always with you. You are blessed. And because you're blessed, you've got so much. And because you've got so much, you've got no reason not to be happy. So go in there with a happy demeanor, with a really positive air about you. Sit down, face the interviewer. Look at him. With all the friendship in the world, look at him. With all the friendship in the world. Mind you though, friendship is not, I'm your servant, sir. No. Friendship is equal. Look at him equally. Look at him exactly in the way that you would want him to look at you. Okay? Look at him exactly in the way that you would want him to look at you. How would you want him to look at you? In a friendly, unthreatening way, right? Look at him like that. And immediately you have gained a lot towards making him relaxed and have a good opinion about you. And immediately you will see that the atmosphere will change, and it will change for the better. So once things start falling into place for you, you will see that you will forget less, you will be able to speak better, you'll be able to answer the questions better, and it's all going to be going your way. At the end of the day, live for that moment. Enjoy your interview. Even if it's a bad one, you don't know anything. They ask you, you don't know anything. Still, enjoy it. Enjoy it with confidence. And don't forget, eye contact and friendly. So I'll end the video here. Please tell me, let me know honestly if you think this video is worth your watching. If you have any suggestions, negative or positive, I would welcome them. And my best regards to you. We'll meet again with my next video.